Good morning. My name is Ansar Sheikh, Triple E Department, St. Peter's Engineering College. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about illumination. What is meant by an illumination? Basics of illumination. The contents or the topics is that introduction of illumination, nature of light, what are the different sources of light we are having, what are the terms used in illumination, laws of illumination, how you are getting an illumination by using an electrical method, what are the sources of light you are having, arc lamps, filament lamps, gaseous charge lamps, and there are different types of lamps are there: sodium vapor lamp, mercury vapor lamp, fluorescent tube, compact fluorescent lamp, candle power, street lightning, and flood lightning also. These are the main things we are going to discuss here. Introduction. As we know that almost all human activities depends on light. How we can say that almost all human activity will be depends upon light is nothing but if we are seeing on a India scenario, the electric utilization and the demand we are going to be an increases day by day. Whenever in 1950s we are having a very less generation and demand and supply, but now it will be the scenario completely changes. Because of this reason we can say that the human activities will be depends upon light. Such is a prime natural sources of light, but artificial light plays almost main role in our daily life. We are having some natural resources which gives a direct lightning. Even we are going to prefer artificial lightning also playing a very important role in our day to day life. Whenever we are discussing about artificial lightning, then that artificial lightning we can generate or we can produce in different ways. Either it may be on a mechanical or it may be an electrical lamp. We are having a mechanical lightning systems also as well as electrical lightning systems, but due to the poor performance of the mechanical lightning are totally replaced by electrical lights. That means the electrical lightning are mainly used for decorative purpose, advertising, traffic control, medical field, and street lighting. All we are observing in these our day to day life where you are going to use the electrical lightning. In some functions, whenever we are going to use, there we require some decorative session at that particular place. Definitely we are going to use electrical lightning system. Wherever we require some advertising, in morning there is no problem of electrical energy. Whenever in nights we require an electrical lightning system. Similarly, for traffic control we are having a different light: green, red, and yellow. Some medical field, especially in street lighting, there also we are going to use an electrical lightning system. Here we are having some mechanical lamps and electrical lamps, but mostly we are going to prefer only electrical lamps as compared to your mechanical lamps. These all will be shows an electrical lamps and mechanical lamps. Whenever we are using an electrical lightning only means, then definitely we are having some advantages by using an electrical lightning. In that, the mainly and important advantage is that cleanliness. Whenever you are using an electrical lightning, must be it is already it is having very clean atmosphere, cleanliness, and easy to control. Easy to control means whenever you are switching on and off, it is very easy to control. Next, it is more economical and easy to handle. Study output means it will not going to be fluctuating. Continuous same output will be gives, and the reliability of that particular lightning system will be more suitable for almost all purposes. These are the main advantages. Suitable for almost all purposes is nothing but wherever you required which type of lightning, yellow, green, red, whatever, that we can use. Because of that, it will be we are having in different colors, white, yellow, like the blue color lights. There are different types of color lightning is there, so that it will be suitable for almost all purposes. These are the advantages of electric lightning. Here we are having different types of tungsten lamp, filament lamp, incandescent lamp. There are different types of lamps we are having. Sensitivity of human eye. What is the wavelength? As we know that whenever we are seeing a very bright lights, whenever we are seeing a sun, we cannot able to see that sun in, especially in afternoon. Which why? Because it is having it will gives more, it will gives more illumination, so that we cannot able to see. That means the sensitivity of eye will be a very, we cannot see, we are cannot able to see that particular sunlight, especially in midday afternoon. As we know that the natural light consists of seven colors having different wavelengths. The average human eye is most sensitivity to a wavelength of 5500 degree atmospheric conditions. The relative sensitivity of eye for a particular wavelength is the visible effect produced by the light on the average human eye is compared with the effect of light having wavelength 505 degree atmospheric on human eye. This is a sensitivity of human eye. The average wavelength is 5500 degrees. This is also known as relative luminosity factor. Here also we are having a different wavelengths of human eye, normalized spectrum sensitivity of retina rod and cone cells of the human eye. Now coming to what are the terms we are going to use in illumination? Whenever we are discussing an illumination, there are different terms. There are different terms, important terms are there in the illumination. The first thing is that what is meant by a light. We know that what is light, all that thing, but exactly we cannot define what is meant by a light. We know that candela, but we don't know what is an exact definition of a candela. We know that lamp and lamp efficiency, but how we are going to define that lamp and lamp efficiency. The terms used in illumination is light, luminous flux, what is lumen, plane angle, solid angle, steradian, candle power, luminous intensity reduction factor, glare. What is meant by a glare? Whenever we are going on a bike, the other person will be going to be focusing on his light on our eyes, then we cannot able to see that road. That particular process we call it as a glare. And lamp efficiency. The first definition is a light. What will be happen? What is meant by a light? Our eye will be going to be our ear. Whenever we are telling something, we senses some sounds. That we call it as that is the purpose of ear. The eye purpose is that it will be going to be visualize some sensation to our eye. By seeing something, we are able to tell this is red color, this is green color, this is yellow color, this is pink color, like that means our eye will be going to be a sensation. Which sensation? Visualize sensation, that we called it as a light. The part of an radiant energy from a hot body which produced the visual sensation on human eye is called light. Here see, once from the sunlight we are getting some rays, and then we are going to sense that visualization, that we call it as a light. Here also we are having some lamps. By seeing that lamp, we are going to visualize something, that we call it as a light. Luminous flux. What is a luminous flux? The total quantity of radiant energy per second responsible for visual sensation from a luminous body is called luminous flux. Similarly, like as a magnetic flux, whenever you are having a magnet, and the flux lines will be around from that magnet will be there. Similarly, the total quantity of radiant energy per second responsible for visual sensation from a luminous body is called luminous flux. It is represented as an F of phi and measured in an lumens. Lumen is an unit to measure an luminous flux. Luminous. Here see here some luminous flux lines will be there in and around that particular bulb, that we call it as a luminous flux. The unit of luminous flux is lumen. See, lumen, next definition. It is the unit of luminous flux. One lumen is defined as the luminous flux emitted per unit solid angle, that we are going to discuss in the next slide. It is the unit of luminous flux. One lumen is defined as the luminous flux emitted per unit solid angle from a point of source of 1 candle power, that we call it as a lumen. Here how you are going to define a plane angle, solid angle and steradian. Here consider a O as the point of source. From point of source we are getting some light, that means an illumination we are getting. The angle subtended at a point by two converging lines lying on the same plane is called plane angle. Here just we are having a point of source, that too we are going to be converging two converging lines lying on the same plane is called it as a plane angle. it is measured in radians and it is equal to the ratio of the arc length to its radius. That means theta is equal to arc by radius. That means here I am going to take arc is 1 by r radians. 1, that means the angle is 1 and 1 by arc radius. Solid angle, the solid angle, how we are going to define the solid angle is nothing but the angle subtended by the partial surface area, not complete surface area of a sphere at its center is called as a solid angle. The angle subtended by the partial surface area of a sphere at its center is called as a solid angle. It is measured in steradians and equal to the ratio of area of the surface to the square of the radius of the sphere. That is omega equal to area of surface by square of radius, which is equal to a by r square steradians we are getting. These are the solid angles. We are not going to consider completely a sphere. Only at the exact the center we are going to consider. That we here also this blue color, this yellow colors also same thing. That means we are called it as that is a solid angle. Now how we are going to define an steradian? The unit of solid angle is an steradian. One steradian is defined as the solid angle that is subtended at the center of a sphere by its surface having area equal to radius square. That is W steradian. How we are going to define is nothing but area of surface by square of radius, that is equal to a by r square steradians. His steradian also same thing. That is an area, we know that what is the area of that particular thing is pi r square. That means an steradian we are having candle power. Candle power always whenever we are telling that how much candle of this power is nothing but 60 candles, 100 candles, 500 candles, like that we are going to tell. The candle power is nothing but the capacity of a source. That source will give the light. That light will be going to visualize that by our eye, and then we feel that we are getting an illumination. That is the process how we are going to get the light. The capacity of the source is called candle power. The number of lumens given out by a source per unit solid angle in a given direction is called its candle power. Again, the candle power will be depends upon the luminous flux. If the luminous flux will be more, the candle power of the light will be more. If the candle power of the source, not light, if the candle power of the source will be more, then the light will be more. The total flux, that means and when the total, how you are going to calculate the how much flux lines will be generated by using an source is nothing but total flux emitted is equal to candle power into solid angle. The candle power will be depends upon the how much total flux lines will be produced. The total flux lines again it will be depends upon the candle power. That means if the flux lines will be more, candle power will be more. Candle power will be more, that means and vice versa. 1 into 4 pi lumens we are getting. If for an total flux limited is, for example, if we are taking a candle power is 1, then we are having an 1 into 4 pi lumens. That we call it as a candle power. Luminous intensity. The luminous intensity is denoted with I. The luminous intensity in any particular direction is the luminous flux emitted by the source per unit solid angle. What is a magnetic field intensity? Magnetic field strength by strength per unit area. Here luminous intensity is nothing but the luminous flux emitted per unit solid angle. In that direction we call it as an a luminous intensity. The luminous intensity is nothing but the strength of the illumination. Luminous intensity always will be depends upon the luminous flux. If the luminous flux will be more, the luminous intensity will be more per unit solid angle. It is the luminous intensity is denoted by I and its unit is candela or candle power. Already we know that what is a candle power. Luminous intensity of a source in a particular direction is denoted with I is equal to phi by omega, where phi is an solid plane angle and omega is an solid angle. See here how we are going to get an luminous intensity. Here we are having a source. Whenever you are giving a supply, we are getting some luminous flux. After that luminous light intensity, that light intensity will be false on a particular object. Then our eye will get some visualization, that is a brightness, that we are getting an illuminous. Illuminous is nothing but what we are going to observe. The unit of illumination is lux. Reduction factor. How we are going to define a reduction factor? Reduction factor of a source of light is the reduction factor is nothing but it is a source of light is the ratio of its MSCP to MHCP. What is an MSCP and MSCP? MSCP is nothing but mean spherical candle power, mean horizontal candle power. We know that whenever we are going for an lightning, all the surface may not be a uniform. Some irregular surfaces will be there, some regular surfaces will be there. Here the light projection of light, if you are going to use a mean horizontal plane, then whatever you are going to use that candle power, that we call it as a mean horizontal candle power. If you are going to use that same candle power of light in a spherical, then we call it as a mean spherical candle power. The how the reduction factor is nothing but the ratio of mean spherical candle power to mean horizontal candle power. The average value of the candle power of light source in all directions in a horizontal plane. How you are going to define a mean horizontal candle power is nothing but it is an average value of the candle power of light source in all directions in a horizontal plane through the source. We call it as a mean horizontal candle power. Now what is a mean spherical candle power is nothing but mean spherical candle power, a unit of measure that represents the average output of a light source measured in all directions, but in the mean horizontal candle power only on a horizontal plane. In a mean spherical means it will requires in a 360 degrees, that means in all directions. Now what is an illumination? When light falls on a surface, it becomes a visible. That phenomenon we call it as an illumination. Whenever we are having a source, from that source we are getting a light. When the light will be falls on the surface, then we can able to visible That phenomenon we call it as an illumination E. The illumination E always will be depends upon the luminous flux falling on surface per unit area. It is denoted by capital E and measured in lumen per square meter or meter candela. That is E is equal to 5 by A. Lux. Lux is nothing but 1 meter candela or lux. It is defined as illumination produced by a uniform source of 1 candle power on the inner surface of a sphere